In this bulletin, deaths of fully vaccinated people explained. UN's COVAX allocation for Fiji complete. And surveillance beefed up in Maritime Islands. Good morning, Fiji. The Ministry of Health has explained why it has classified the death of 3 fully vaccinated people as non-COVID deaths. These individuals are the first for Fiji to be fully vaccinated yet succumb to the virus. Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Health, Dr. James Fong, says there is a percentage of the population who will fall in this category because their immune system was still not strong enough. From the beginning, it was clear the vaccine is not 100% foolproof, despite the high protection rate. The Permanent Secretary says people with serious illnesses will still be at risk.
The maximum protection rate is 92%. And of course, 92% is not 100%.
Dr. Fong explains response differs for those in this category.
This group are people who have comorbidities.
Fijians say the vaccine still offers hope.
I think people are sick too. They need to have jab to protect themselves.
I'm sickly, but I've taken both my doses and I feel fine.
Personally, for me, the vaccine is safe and I feel fine despite my age.
So in summary, what I'm getting at is that the fully vaccinated are more protected from the serious effects of COVID-19 than those who are half vaccinated or not vaccinated.
To date, 311 COVID-19 positive patients died from the serious medical conditions that they had before they contracted COVID-19. Some had already received their first dose but are non-COVID-19 deaths. Fiji has to date received almost 310,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines through the COVAX facility. UN Resident Coordinator Sanaka Samarashina says the full allocation for Fiji via the COVAX facility has now been delivered. Kritika Kumar reports.
Sanaka Samarasina says certain factors will decide whether more doses will be made available to us.
In the next round, when we look at the global supply and demand, if there is a possibility to get the deal, and a need, in fact, for Fiji to get more doses.
He adds contributions made bilaterally have enabled Fiji to access COVID-19 vaccines for its targeted population.
At the moment, as you're aware, the generous contributions that are being made bilaterally, initially by India and subsequently also by Australia and New Zealand, there are quite a lot of doses of vaccines coming in to Fiji.
Vaccination Task Force head Dr. Rachel Devi is urging Fijians to get vaccinated as they have enough vaccines available for all eligible Fijians.
Early as possible, get your first jab, because the more you delay your first jab, the more you delay your second jab, and we really need this level of protection for everyone.
Australia, New Zealand, India, the US and Japan are some of the countries that have donated AstraZeneca vaccines to Fiji. The US also provided 150,000 doses of Moderna vaccine, which is being used to vaccinate the elderly and pregnant mothers. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Fiji Police Force continues to beef up its manpower and capabilities to track down Fijians in outer islands who breach the maritime travel restrictions in place. Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sitiben Ingilio says they have received reports of few people in Kandavu making unauthorized travel and allegedly transporting drugs to Viti Levu. He adds police officers who were deployed to Kandavu will also be tracking down those who are engaging in illegal activities.
Routes, traditional routes, or maybe known routes that drugs is moved along. We've acquired new capabilities, and that's what we need to close up those gaps where the landing sites of those coming in from the islands need to be interdicted.
The Pacific Eye Institute have had to resort to telehealth services to reach out to patients during this COVID-19 pandemic. Institute consultant ophthalmologist Dr. Luisa Dikamatana, while receiving the donation from Vodafone Fiji, says some services have been stopped. Dr. Dikamatana says they have implemented necessary measures to ensure they are in compliance with the COVID-19 protocols.
We had to cut down on our services for the safety of the patients and also us maintaining our COVID-safe measures. So we had to stop our routine services. So with that came challenges as well.
Domestic investors are major contributors to the growth of the economy, says Investment Fiji's acting chief executive, Kamal Chetty. To support local projects, Investment Fiji's facilitation division assists with a range of service for ease of implementation. Chetty says one of their key services for setup and growth is comprehensive aftercare support. He adds it is encouraging to see local companies putting money back into the economy during these unprecedented times, showing domestic investor confidence and developing our sector-based opportunities. For the first half of 2021, Investment Fiji received over 200 inquiries, which led to a wide range of assistance and local projects being implemented. A number of local projects which are in development or near implementation include wholesale and retail, real estate, housing and tourism. There is some good news for movie lovers and cinema goers, as Damona Cinemas is already making plans for reopening their cinemas with COVID safety measures in place. Cinemas fell under the category of high-risk businesses after a number of COVID-19 cases were identified earlier this year, and they are waiting for the green light from relevant authorities. Damona Cinemas spokesperson Ridi Damona says only vaccinated patrons will be allowed to enter the cinemas when the movie hit the big screens again.
Us, we are ready from our side. So if we get approval from tomorrow, we will open the cinemas and we will follow the guidelines and we will welcome our patrons and our employees who were currently not working.
And to our latest COVID-19 update for today, Fiji recorded 250 new COVID-19 infections for the period ending at 8 a.m. yesterday. 186 cases are from the West, 51 from the Central Division, and 13 from the East. There is one new COVID-19 death to report in the past 24-hour period. Fiji has recorded 47,186 cases since April this year. There are now 16,267 active cases, with 30,169 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll now stands at 505. The vaccination campaign also continues around the country. 560,940 or 96% of adults in Fiji have received their first dose of the vaccine, and 278,131 or 48.4% have been fully vaccinated. The 5 most vaccinated areas include Mba, Rewa, Nandronga and Naitasiri, which are now 100% first jab. Next is Nandi. Up ahead, Fijian Drua may feature in Super W in Australia, and Fiji football races against time. Stay with us. The clock is ticking and the national football team needs time to prepare for the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification. Fiji is part of 11 oceanic countries that will fight for a spot in the Inter-Confederation playoffs that will be held in June next year. Fiji Football Association awaits approval from the Ministry of Health before they can make plans to gather squad members at the Fiji Football Academy in Ba. Chief Executive Muhammad Yusuf says it's a race against time as January draws closer.
We only have 3 months to prepare for World Cup qualifiers, and we need approval to get our team in Ba and train in a bubble with the gates closed and nobody will enter the place and all that.
Enforcing the right protocols at club level is a crucial step for Bowls Fiji. While members are receiving their jabs, the worry lies around the safe management of the clubs and the crowd when bowlers return to the greens. Bowls Fiji Secretary Philip Lacey says a no jab, no play policy is also in place.
We will politely advise that member or bowler that they are not able to partake in the game until they are of a mind to vaccinate. And when they are fully vaccinated, they can return to their club and they can return to playing the game.
A trough of low pressure with associated cloud and rain is expected to affect the Fiji group till tomorrow. Some showers and possible thunderstorms. Moderate easterly winds. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.